HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, alternative healthcare career groups. Yes. Can you see this, ladies and gentlemen? I can't see it. There you go. It says, I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Well, that's my thing for today. Actually, not for today. This is from December. But I just wanted to share that quick little quote from Thomas Edison. It says, I have not failed. You have not failed, my friends. You just found ways that's not working 10,000 ways. Do you fail today? Yes, I failed today. I've failed again and again. I just got mad just right now, for some reason. But hey, Emma, what's going on? But you just have to keep going, ladies and gentlemen. You just have to keep going. Well, that's my special encouragement for today. And that's enough. That's done for the show. No, just kidding. All right, we got a special guest for tonight. Her name is... I hope I pronounced it right. Elyse Newland. She said, yeah, she did this in her beautiful camera. She's an occupational therapist. Let me find her thing. There, where'd it go? Yep, she's an occupational therapist. And guess what? She quit her stable job from home health. And you know what? There's no such thing as stability. I would say there's no such thing. Everything is actually unstable. I'm stable. I'm unstable right now. But she quit her job back in March 2020. At least she quit. I got fired. I'm still hangover it. But going back here, and then from when she quit in March 2020, she started her own teletherapy business, TeleHealth. And basically serving and treating and doing telehealth for stroke patients. So she has an online presence. She has a website. She has a YouTube channel and everything like that. Blogs, online courses. And we just want to learn from her. That's the goal of this show. The goal is not to just me just talking. We want to interview other people, and that way we could learn from them too, right? It's all about learning, ladies and gentlemen. If you think you know it all, don't even listen. You don't even come in the group, If you think you know it all, don't even, I'm like, oh, I know it all. Don't you just love those people who know it all? And you just want to work with them, right? Just want to work with them. Well, actually, the opposite, right? You don't want to work with a person who knows it all. If you're in the room and you're the smartest person in the room, well, guess what? Get out of that room, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in Elyse Newland. Where is she? The beautiful Miss Elise. Look at that. Look at her camera, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, look at that. Elise, could you please tell us who you are? What do you do? And how can you help us? How can you help us? Please help us.
Sure. I will do my best. Yeah, I'm Elyse Newland. I am an occupational therapist. I currently reside in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I graduated from the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, in 2017. I don't know. Do you want a little backstory, or what do you think?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to know what kind of camera you're using. It's just amazing. I mean, could you please tell us? I mean, do we need to have a fancy camera like yours, or I mean,
no, absolutely not. This is a Sony A6400, but you definitely don't need a super fancy camera to get started. That's for sure.
Okay. Can I just use my phone?
You can definitely use your phone. You can anything that you got, use it.
There you go. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Did you hear what Elise said? Anything that you have right now, what is it in your hand? What is it in your pocket? Is it the credit card from Capital One? No. What is it? What is it that you have in your hand? In the Bible, there's this story. I don't know. It's like a disciple. No, he's not a disciple. It's like one of the big wig in the Bible, aside from Jesus and God, right? I think it was Moses. Is it Moses who was holding that stick? Okay, somebody asked him, "Hey, what is it in your hand?" He was, "I'm just holding the stick." You know what? That same stick that he has, that same stick separated that whatever sea. What is it that you have in your hand, ladies and gentlemen? Is it your phone? Is it your computer? And you don't have to have a fancy camera like Elise or mine. I mean, mine is not as fancy as Elise, but all she's saying is that you can start with whatever you have right now. It doesn't have to be big and fancy. The key here is you're just taking action. So she mentioned she just graduated 2017, and here she is rocking it and influencing people. So let's go ahead and bring her back. Elise, so I know we mentioned that you were working in home health. I mean, what prompted you to quit home health? I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess really the pandemic kind of spurred it. I was at the time, I think when everything first started happening, I don't know how everyone was reacting, but for me, I was like, oh, it's probably not going to be that bad. Like, it'll be fine. And then, when March and April started rolling around, I was realizing, oh crap, this is really serious. So I decided I was going to take that as an opportunity instead of not an opportunity, to decide what I really wanted out of my career. Because I'm sure, like a lot of you, I've been in the Facebook group, and like what I hear a lot of you guys saying is that, you can get burned out really quickly. And there, depending, of course, on what setting that you're in and the type of management that you're under and what position that you're in, we can run into a lot of different ethical and moral dilemmas and challenges. And I wanted to find a better way. So I decided that I would quit and try something during a pandemic while I could. So that's how I got started. Yeah.
I love that. I love how you said that. In the middle of, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is what Elise was talking about. In the middle of pandemic or in the middle of crisis lies an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. So whatever crisis that you're going through, whether this pandemic, financial, there's always an opportunity. And I got to listen to myself right now. When you're going through something, there's always an opportunity there, whether for you to learn from it, whether to share that lesson that you've learned, or actually just moving on forward. So this is what I heard lately, talk about crisis in life, whether you're currently in a crisis, getting out of a crisis, or getting into a crisis. So it's a matter of how we handle that crisis in life. And it's just different levels. It could be a bad, very, very, very bad crisis, or a little bit of crisis. So it's a matter of you handling it. And I think Elise has handled it well by transitioning to be a telehealth provider in her community there in Chattanooga. And she mentioned 2017. What is the year today? 2021, 2020. She started her career. You don't have to have lots of long experience. You don't have to be like me that I graduated 1999, like so old. I've got this white hair and everything like that. It doesn't have to be like me. I mean, actually, it's too late for us, right? I mean, it's not too late. You know what I mean?
No.
We're like, oh, I wish I started it earlier. You know, I mean, I have this letters behind my name, PT, DPT, ABC, blah, blah, blah. And I never started it until 2 years.
Mm.
So look at Elise. She stepped out of her comfort zone. So let's go ahead and bring her back. We're going to ask her, Elise.
Yeah.
So when you quit, was that very uncomfortable for you?
Yeah. I mean, so just to back up a little bit, I feel like I've been a little bit of a risk taker, though. When I graduated, I decided. So I've been married. Oh boy, almost 8 years now. We've been together about 12. But we decided we had a house here in Chattanooga that we owned, and we decided, you know what? Let's do something wild. Let's do something crazy. So we sold our house. We sold 90% of our belongings, both of our cars, and we bought a truck and a travel trailer because I knew that I wanted to do some travel therapy. I kind of just wanted to get like thrown in and dive in head first to see the travel therapy world. And anyway, so I got my licenses: California, Oregon, Georgia, North Carolina, and of course Tennessee. But I did a lot of my work out west. So I'm very lucky and privileged that I was able to do that, of course, first of all. But one of the other reasons I wanted to do it, and one of the reasons that I'm so set up to be able to take this risk now, is because I prepared for it ahead of time. It's not saying that if you haven't prepared for it, you can't dive in. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But I definitely had a platform to stand on coming into this, because in 2017, I graduated with $100,000 worth of student loans from both my undergraduate and graduate school, which was like, that's a lot. That's heavy. But I knew that travel therapy would, one, be great for experience, and two, it's very lucrative to do travel. So within 18 months, my husband and I paid off my student loans completely. And then we just started like stockpiling as much as we could into our savings, so that when this pandemic came up, I was able to kind of step out of that stage. But was I still scared? Absolutely. Am I still scared? Yes. I mean, this is all kind of a giant experiment for me to try and make this work. Because not only am I doing direct teletherapy, I'm also trying to route around the system to get stroke survivors resources that they need, that I feel like often they fall through the cracks in the healthcare system. Like once they're discharged from therapy or discharged from the hospital, oftentimes they get home on their own, and it's hard to continue that at home when you don't have that guidance. So that's one of the reasons why I am trying to build this online presence, so survivors can come find these resources online, YouTube videos. I do quick tips 5 days a week. I do a blog. So I'm just trying to make that information more accessible. So anyway, yes, was I scared when I stepped out of my home health job? Yes, I'm still scared now, but I'm trying to push past the fear and just continue doing what I'm doing and try to lead with value and service first.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? I always say that, but I'm writing down stuff here. Push past the fear. Push. I'm running out of English, Elise. Push past the fear. And that's me, the Filipino in me. All right. Did you hear that? What she said, ladies and gentlemen? She had $100,000 loan and she paid it off. Sometimes you just have to take the risk. Like what she said here, you just have to take the risk. The risk, ladies and gentlemen, there's always a risk. When we go out, it's already a risk. That's why it's called, there's what you call risk assessment tool. RAT. You got to assess that risk. Is it a good risk or a bad risk? So you got to assess it if it's even worth it. Okay. So it's all about taking risks, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about taking and getting out of that comfort zone. What is your comfort zone? And this is what Elise is talking about. Her comfort zone was this certain area, and now she had to go out of her own, and she had to travel. I mean, of course, some of us can't travel, but most of us we can. I had to uproot my family from the Philippines to here, just because I wanted to give a good future for my family. And sometimes we're just making excuses. Like, oh, we can't do this. We're here. I mean, I had to move to a different country. I had to learn a new language. I had to convince my wife, hey, America is a better place than this, right? Even my kids, I'm spitting now, right? Even my kids, I got to move them out. And we moved to different countries and different places. Because of that, you just have to take the risk, ladies and gentlemen. And there's nothing wrong being in one place. Don't get me wrong. But in order for you to be able to get out of that comfort zone, in order for you to in order for you to reach your next level, you got to get out of that comfort zone, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's easy to say, but other people are doing it. I did it. Elise did it. Why can't you? If you really want to find your alternative career, you got to get out of that comfort zone. You got to get out of that, I want to be here. No. Most of us, when we're trying to look for a job or whatever, business, it's all about what can I get from this company? What can I get from this benefit? What benefit should I get? What is it for me? You know what? When you're looking for an alternative career, you think about, what am I becoming? What am I becoming in this new career I'm looking for? Because that's the only way you will find satisfaction. That's the only way that you will find contentment, even though you're still taking that next adventure. We call it next adventure. Now, I'm sure Elise is going to agree to this. When she traveled, she's like looking, she's itching for that next adventure. Now, this is her next adventure. She's starting a stroke, whatever. What do you call this? Stroke group or stroke revolution. Ooh. To treat people via online and serving those people or those stroke patients or survivor. So, Elise, I'm going to bring you back. Why stroke? Is there any reason why you wanted to treat stroke? In my case, it's Alzheimer's and dementia. Yeah. I teach a class about Alzheimer's and dementia. Every month I do that. I still consult with different home health agencies and nursing home and blah, blah, blah. Why stroke? Is there any special thing for you there?
Yeah. So I had always enjoyed working with, neurological populations when I was doing my travel therapy, when I came back to Chattanooga and was doing home health therapy. And they were a large part of my caseload. But in October of 2019, my grandmother-in-law, who my husband and I are very close with, she had a very severe TIA. And that completely shifted my perspective, because we were there when she got sent. She lives out in a really rural part of Tennessee, close, about an hour away from us, but not super close to the local hospitals, like, hour and a half away. So she got sent to a county hospital, which was fine, but they weren't super equipped to treat her. So then they had to transfer her down to one of the stroke center hospitals. We sat with her during the night. She was in the emergency room. She was terrified. She initially had aphasia, memory issues. She could not, comprehend what was going on with her. She was terrified of the noises, the sounds. Like, it was this completely traumatic event for her, for her family, for me, to see her going through this and realizing that if she had not had advocates, I'm an OT, and then my mother-in-law used to be an RN. And I think if she had not had these healthcare advocates, like I think her experience would have been very different. And it's not to say that the hospital workers weren't doing their job, but they can't. Healthcare professionals come from a different standpoint when you're advocating for the person that you love. It's a different type of advocacy. You kind of know what you need to say and what questions to ask. And just seeing her recover from that, and thankfully she's doing well. She's back to her sassy Southern self, just some lingering cognitive issues going on, but not super serious. So I'm very thankful for that. But that whole experience, like I said, completely shifted my perspective and really drove me to want to work with stroke survivors. And after having seen that, and then after quitting my home health position, I did a lot more digging by asking questions and trying to listen to stroke survivors on various different social media platforms, and just listening to their experiences with the healthcare system, at least in the United States. I mean, I've heard from some people in other countries, but particularly in the United States, how they didn't get as much therapy as they needed, and they were just falling through these cracks, or they didn't get the whole type of holistic care that they needed, which is really my passion, is to provide completely whole person focused care. So not just physical rehab, although that's extremely important and necessary, but focusing on mental health care. What are they doing for sleep? Are they sleeping? Looking at all these other things, neurofatigue, all these other aspects that they're dealing with, on top of the physical issues that are going on. So that has been what drove me into this field, is just seeing my nanny go through that.
Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? The goal here is to not be a generalist. The goal here is you have to have a specific niche.
Yes.
And you don't have to have a stroke. If you have someone, ladies and gentlemen, that has experienced it, and you have your own story, that's your niche there. So we teach that class. If you're still watching live, please comment live. Watching on a replay, please comment replay. We teach that class called Mentor System, Mentor Method, where we teach you how to be a mentor. So MENTOR. Letter M is meet a niche. And that's what Elise is doing. She's meeting a niche or meeting a need on that specific area, right? And what's the next letter that on the mentor method is letter E. E is educate. That's what she's doing. Letter M is meet a need. Letter E is to educate people. How is she educating the people, her specific niche? By doing videos, creating blogs, or whatever. So that's the letter E. You know what's the next letter? It's letter N. Network. She's networking with other therapists. I mean, probably here. This is already networking. So you got to find a network, ladies and gentlemen. You know what's the next letter on the word mentor? It's letter T. It's a team of winners. I'm sure Elise has a team. She already mentioned earlier her husband is the one who's helping her and everything. That's your team there. You know what's the next letter on the word mentor? How to be a mentor for different people? It's one-on-one coaching. And that's what she's doing. She's doing one-on-one telehealth for those stroke survivors. She's creating a revolution about taking care of stroke patients. You know what's the next last letter? It's letter R. It's repeated. That's what she's doing. You just have to keep doing it again and again and again. Why? Because repetition is the mother of learning. It is the father of action, and then the architect of result. If you want to be a coach, if you want to be a telehealth provider, just like Elise, follow the mentor method. MENTOR. Thank you, Kate. You're not watching the replay. It's still live. Thank you for watching. What's going on, Reggie? Balita sa'yo dyan. Hello. So let's go ahead and bring back Elise. Elise, so now that you've identified your target audience, and you mentioned we already mentioned educating and then blogs and videos. So how are you doing this? Are you just doing it here on the computer.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
pretty
So, I mean,
much.
so how do you do it? Do you do it live? Do you record it, or how does that work?
As far as what do you
Your
mean
your
exactly?
your videos in YouTube.
Oh, yes. So no, I have not yet gone into live videos yet, although doing something like possibly like a webinar, group webinar, something like that is not, it's definitely something that I'm going to consider. This is all still relatively new. I probably, even though I technically stepped away from my job in March, I didn't narrow down my niche until, oh boy, like June,
Mm-hmm.
probably. So it took me a while to narrow down and then figure out the logistics, how I wanted to go about it, exactly what I wanted to do. So right now, my YouTube videos are all pre-recorded and then they're put up. So I haven't done anything live yet, but except this is the first live thing I've done. But as far as like working directly with clients, my teletherapy is of course live one-on-one through an EMR software. So I do that live, but other than that, that's the only thing that's live currently.
Oh wow. Oh wow. I love how you're taking action. Did you see what she was hear what she was talking about, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, she got her niche, or she quit her job March. She didn't narrow down her niche until June or July, if I'm not mistaken. And then she just have to keep she kept on going, ladies and gentlemen. You just have to keep going. And then along the way, you could change your niche. When I started like, thinking I could be a manual therapy guy, but there's a lot of manual therapists out there. Who would trust a Filipino manual therapist? Like, hello, how are you? I'm going to be doing this. It's hard, right? It's like a little short Filipino guy. They are expecting like somebody in a white coat, like really like really good looking guy.
Oh
No.
my word.
So uh, you can change your niche in the middle. You can always fail and then get up all over again, ladies and gentlemen. And then if it doesn't work for you, it's okay. It's
Yes.
okay, ladies and gentlemen. Kate said, "Yippee! There you go." Somebody, another Facebook user. You're such a Facebook user, whoever you are. Just kidding. It's just probably not showing up right now. She said she would be interested in doing something similar in Arkansas. Uh, do you offer a mentor program too, or you're just doing this on your own for now? Or
I'm
uh,
kind of just doing this on my own for now,
mhm.
but if there are questions, you're always welcome to message me or email me. I'll help if I can.
There you go. There you go. So, whoever you are, Facebook user, follow the mentor method. MENTOR. Find a niche, meet a need. Next, you educate, just like Elise is doing, and then letter N, network. Network with the Elise. Hey, we are fellow OTs. You know, PTs. We want to learn. This is what we do in our Alzheimer's disease and dementia care seminar, the required course to be a certified dementia practitioner. That's what we do in our. We network with each other. By the way, it's going to be March. We're done with February, obviously. We're going to do another one this March. If you want to be a certified dementia practitioner, come and join. But this is what Elise is doing. She's networking. You network with her. Reach out to her. We're going to show her, what you call this, her email later. Let me show it now. That's her email. Reach out to her, Elise at EliseNewland.com. Check it out. And network. And after networking, find a team that will push you to your next level. You need a team. I can't operate. If I don't have my PTAs, I'm like going crazy. I have, if I don't have my admin team, I'm going to go crazy calling all these insurances, right? I have a team, and then of course, one-on-one. You can provide one-on-one services. And that's what she's doing right now. That's what she's doing right now, providing one-on-one. Kate said, I would also in Virginia. There you go. Maybe what we can do, Elise, you and I and Emma, no, maybe you and Emma. I don't know. I'm not tech guy. Maybe we can start a small one-on-one webinar, a low-cost webinar, a low-cost intro webinar around, $47.97, and then like a 3-hour webinar going through the step-by-step process that you've done. So maybe
Yeah.
you and Emma can talk about it.
Sure.
We do that. How to start your telehealth practice, focusing on strokes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then the other Facebook user said OTR, 20 years of experience.
Yay.
Whoever you are, OTR, 20 years of experience, Facebook user, you're such a Facebook user. Whoever you are, that 20 years of experience, let's use that. Let's use it. I mean, I'm not talking to just this OTR here. I'm talking to each one of you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be selfish. You got so much knowledge that you have in that brain, in between those ears. You gotta get it out. Put it in a blog post. Blog post. Put it in a blog post. Put it in a video. Educate the people about what you have. There's so much that you can share. There's so much that you can teach other people. All you need to do is just put it out there. And of course, start offering one-on-one services. In my website, I have a telehealth consultation too, a one-on-one, wherein we have a group called the Alzheimer's and Dementia Support Group. And then if they need one-on-one education when it regards to Alzheimer's and dementia, I send that link, they pay, and then boom. And we also provide a webinar about Alzheimer's and dementia. So thank you. They're doing a good job, Elise. So speaking of that, we are going on a quick break because that's what we have to do, right? We'll be back.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Yes, that is hellonote.com. Check it out. We use that in our outpatient system, hellonote.com. It's easy to use. It's just I have to do three more paperwork tonight. So I look forward to doing it versus the other ones, right? I mean, I know Elise could relate to this. It's hard to do home health. Those paperwork so hard. But when I use the HelloNote system, it's much easier for me. So check that out, hellonote.com.
So much today from Dr. Mike Chua's Certified Dementia Practitioner live seminar. Not only was it about facts on how to help as a therapist treat those with dementia or memory deficits, but it was also about how to talk to family members, how to talk to caregivers, how to interact with the nursing staff in the hospital, and really how to present myself as a certified dementia practitioner. If you're looking to broaden your skill set with becoming a certified dementia practitioner, I highly recommend Dr. Mike Chua's seminar.
Hello, my name is Nina Chokashvili. I am support group facilitator leader and a specialist and a Alzheimer's educator. So I just completed Dr. Mike Chua's 2-day class, which one was the best class. First,
Yes, did you hear that? She said the best class, right? The best class. I say it the best because I teach it, right? Oh gosh. Well, thank you very much. I forgot her name, but yeah, come and join the Alzheimer's Disease and Dementia Care Seminar. It's the required course to be a certified dementia practitioner. I teach the class. I've been teaching it, and it's all online, and it's amazing. It's going to be amazing because I push you to be an uncaged clinician, right? I push you to be the best that you can be, right? Yes, check out TheraHab Fitness if you want to teach a class, doing some group exercise. I actually teach a class, just this morning. Actually, that's the reason why I feel like I'm so tired today. I taught a class this morning doing some group exercises inside their retirement home. And in return, I just become awesome. I become like Richard Simmons guy, like, come on, let's do this. I do that. So, yep, I do that group exercise, right? So after attending that TheraHab Fitness, we become we started our outpatient clinic. So now we're doing the same thing like what Patrice is doing. So check it out. This is our clinic in Jackson. Yep, because of Patrice's certification, we were able to, start our own quote unquote rehab physical therapy there. So if you are interested in learning more about it, check it out, TheraHab Fitness, or just reach out to me. Hey, Michael, I want to start my own rehab thing in our area, especially here in Tennessee. If you want to start your rehab in your area, I can help you set it up. We'll use our system and everything, and then boom, you are your own, obviously your own practice or whatever. All right. So check it out, jerryhabjackson.com. And then last but not least, I'm just going to show this real quick. If you want to be a utilization reviewer working remotely, check it out, alternativehealthcarecareers.com. Emma, she leads that thing. Check it out, alternativehealthcarecareers.com. All right, so tonight we are actually interviewing Elyse Newland, Dr. Elyse Newland. She's an occupational therapist. She quit her job, stable job, right? Stable. Last year, and then she started her own YouTube channel and everything like that. Now she's treating patients online, telehealth, using her platform. Obviously, you need to learn how to market yourself. We're going to ask her how she is marketing herself. But without further ado, let's go ahead and bring back, where did she go? The beautiful camera lady, or whatever you call this. Of course, she's beautiful too. I just love her camera.
Thank you.
Elyse Newland, what is going on, Elise? Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate you,
Yes.
sister. So, could you tell us, aside from the blog post or video or whatever, how do you market yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think this will come back to, I think Tammy asked a question in the chat, how I get referrals, if I take insurance or it's cash-based, typical session look like. So I'll touch base kind of on that question and then what you just asked. So I am credentialed with some insurance companies in Tennessee, but not in any other state. If you missed it, because I did travel therapy, I am licensed in 5 different states: California, Oregon, Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina. So the referrals that I've gotten have actually been through Facebook, through social media, talking directly to clients who are interested. So it has been cash-based. So although in most states that I'm licensed in, I still need to get a physician's referral when I'm doing one-on-one treatment. If someone comes to me, I do like a free 15-minute consultation with that client. And then from there, if we feel like we're a good fit, then I contact the physician with my referral form. And usually it's no problem to get that back and signed. So I'm actually not doing anything specifically locally at the moment. It's not that it's out of the question. I am open to all avenues of how to get in touch with people. It's just that right now I'm completely working from home. So reaching out through social media has been the best place to do that. So because the people that I have treated have been outside of Tennessee, so it has been cash-based, which has been, honestly, I prefer that. And I don't actually know if I will take insurance. Because like I said before, and if you missed it, I'll say it again, my passion is providing holistic care for stroke survivors. So that encompasses things that insurance may not feel like needs to be reimbursed. Because like I've said before, because I am an OT, we very readily treat mental health issues, especially following such a traumatic event like having a stroke. We work on neurofatigue. We work on secondary stroke prevention, which is something else I'm super passionate about. So being able to have the flexibility to treat what is really important to my client is the most important thing to me. And if I can do that through a cash-based practice, I prefer to do it that way. But on the other end of things, the other side of what I'm doing is providing like educational, I just had a good word for that. Educational products. There we go. Educational products that are sold directly to clients. I don't have any out yet. I'm currently in the process of working on an online course for survivors. But I started the process of building trust with the stroke survivor community through different social media platforms by starting with service and value instead of just automatically saying, "Hi, I'm an OT. Come give me money." Although, wouldn't that be great if that worked? If they knew that you were a great clinician and they wanted to come and just give you money. But I think we all know that trust has to be earned, especially in a cash-based practice. So I lead with those things free YouTube videos, blog posts. I wrote a free book called The Stroke Recovery Pocket Guide. You can find on my website if you have any stroke survivors that you work with that you think it might be helpful for them. So I try to lead with all of those things first, providing value, providing service. And then, eventually I will get to those. I am working on getting to those paid educational products as well.
Oh, wow. You are amazing. You're amazing,
Thank
Elise.
you.
Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Did you hear what she said? Because I just wanted to highlight what she said, ladies and gentlemen. I was writing things down. You got to write things down. It won't become a reality if you don't write things down, ladies and gentlemen. Just like when you have a patient, when you go to the patient and you tell them, hey, this is your goal, your short-term goal, your long-term goal, it's not going to become a reality if you don't type it up on the EMR. So speaking of EMR, use Hello Note. No, I'm just kidding. You got to write things down, because when you write things down, it becomes a reality, right? Why? Because when you see it, you forget. When you hear it, you remember. But when you actually write it down, it becomes a reality because it's here. All right, let's go back to what she said. She said, you have to put yourself out there. If you don't have a Facebook page, and if your Facebook page is like hidden, or like, it's for private, it's just for family. Well, guess what? How can you find patients in Facebook? And you got a Facebook page with not even your face. That's why it's called Facebook. It needs to be your face. It's something like a cute little dog or whatever. Or I'm not pointing at anybody. There needs to be this is your brand. It's your brand that we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. You need to put yourself out there. Oh, we got to separate personal from whatever, business, personal. No, this is already you. This is a free marketing tool for Facebook. I'm spitting out, right? So you got to put yourself out there. Another thing that she said, she gives out free 15-minute calls. You got to put yourself out there first by providing free value. And then in return, you'll get the patient back. The more you're planting a seed. It's not just because it's free. You're already planting a seed, because that same person, she may not buy from you, or they may not buy from you, but they will say, oh, I got a free call from Dr. Newland. Hey, by the way, this person can afford Dr. Newland. Let's go ahead and refer this person to Dr. Newland. Boom. It's not always free. You're planting a seed. When you're planting a seed, you're going to put that seed, you're planting it in the soil, you water it, you put sunshine on it, you talk to them, right? Hello, seed. I want you to grow, something like that, right? My wife talked to her plants, like, what are you doing outside there talking to a plant? You're not even talking to me. So, talk to the plant, talk to that seed, a positive seed. And then you know what? She said, from there, and it will grow. It will grow, ladies and gentlemen. I also like what you said. They need to know you first. They need to like you first, and they need to trust you too. Know, like, and trust you. Once they've known you, once they like you, and once they trust you, then you can command your price. You don't have to tell them, hey, this is needs to be paid by insurance. This is need to be cash. They won't even blink an eye. I just want to work with Dr. Newland. Period. Did that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? If that makes sense, type in "makes sense," because I'm just passionate about. I just want to be with like-minded individuals like Elise. Let's go to the questions here. Let's just go ahead.
Real quick, go back to something that you said. You were talking about me putting myself out there. I just want everyone to know that did not come naturally to me. I think I'm a pretty gregarious person, like in person. I enjoy being around people, but I'm pretty naturally introverted. So I had actually quit all of social media back in probably 2016, 2017. I can't even remember. So I was completely gone from social media for several years. But I realized that in order to build this business, you have to have a presence. You have to be you don't have to be comfortable with putting yourself out there. I think that develops over time. So it just know that even if it feels really uncomfortable to start with, if you just push through it, you will get more comfortable with it. You will get more comfortable with it. You'll get more comfortable with putting yourself out there. And I think that your future clients will appreciate that, because they do. Especially if you're putting yourself out on social media, they feel like they're getting to know you, and they are getting to know you, especially when you're providing them value on the front end. So
That's so true. I like what you said about there. You don't have to be comfortable, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, if you guys saw, I'm also an introvert. I mean, seriously, in here in social media, you see me, oh, hello, I'm doing that. You talk to me in real person, I don't even want to talk. My wife's like, you don't even have friends in the real world. Yeah, I don't have, in outside, I don't have friends. My friends here is in Facebook. You know what I mean? So, and like what Elise said, you just have to be comfortable in being uncomfortable. When you put it yourself out there, it's not gonna be perfect. You're gonna make mistakes. I always get crazy accents and everything. I get haters all the time. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, I'm just talking about this. So just be comfortable being uncomfortable, like what Dr. Newland said. Let's go ahead and what is ambivert?
I think that's a mixture, right? Extrovert,
So maybe it's
introvert.
like the left and right, or ambiguous. I don't know. You mentioned about the word gregarious. I mean, I don't even want to repeat it because I don't know how to spell it. So stop giving out fancy words here, Facebook user. And of course, you, Dr. Newland. Let's go ahead and answer Tammy's question here. I'm curious how you get referrals. Do you take insurance? She already answered cash base. So how do you get referrals? Just Facebook? That's it?
Yep.
Do you run a Facebook ad?
Currently, I have done Facebook ads and Google ads. Now that I did that towards like when I was first kind of starting everything up. I haven't since then, but it's definitely something that I'm considering now since I've started to grow a little bit. And I realized, Tammy, I'm sorry, I didn't answer your last question, which is, what does a typical session look like? And I'm sure you put typical because, Tammy, I think, are you an OT or a PT? Either way, the answer is always it depends. But it varies, of course, depending on what they'd like to work on. So a lot of what I do via teletherapy is education. It's providing them with resources. And a lot of that stuff might be even like worksheets. I feel like that sounds really boring, or other educational resources that I'll walk through with them. Like I'm working with someone right now, post-stroke, who is really wanting to work on some stress management issues. This person stepped into a new job that has increased their stress level significantly. So wanting to learn about how they can implement those strategies into their daily life. So a lot of what I do is helping to build self-awareness on like what typical habits and routines look like. What are they already doing for stress management? Because we often, ourselves and our clients often don't look at what we're actually doing. So we may take time to do some of that building self-awareness. But then, of course, a lot of it comes down to that educational piece where I'm saying, okay, now bringing in some of my training, here are some of the things that you can do. We can practice these things together. Of course, on the physical rehab side of things, one person I worked with had their significant other there with them. So that significant other was able to be my arms as I was helping to guide them through the different movements and exercises that I was trying to explain. And, with teletherapy, sometimes it can get a little fumbly, but in the end, you will get a good result. It is by far exceeded my expectations. And because when I first started this, I was like, well, can you actually do that for stroke
Mhm.
survivors? I don't know, but I'm going to try it. And it works. It works. And you can apply it across different patient populations. So,
What's funny, you mentioned about, sometimes we say it doesn't work, but actually when you just try it, it will work. I also do telehealth. We just did telehealth today. I think we saw like, I think 6 telehealth patients today, seeing DIDD population or the intellectual disabilities. And if you say you can't do it, guess what? It's not going to happen. If you say I'm going to try it, it will happen. Is it perfect? No. I mean, the phone is like boom, it's like falling down, boom, all the time, boom, and then you're all of a sudden you're just looking at the ceiling, you're hearing them and everything. So it's just part of it. It's of course it's there's still difference between you there being there and everything, but there's a time and place. There's a time and place for for telehealth, and of course time and place for one-on-one on-site services. So
yes.
somebody already shared what a ambivert is. It's like in between extrovert and I guess that's Tammy. She is a OT and CHT certified
Ooh,
hand therapist. So I mean,
nice.
Tammy, that is a needed service out there.
Yes.
Hand therapy first is because patients who have hand issues, they are very very compliant patient, I would say, because I know a certified hand therapist here in Paris, Tennessee, and all his patients are like there all the time. It's like he's an OT. He's like, gosh, in his clinic is called shoulder hand clinic, shoulder hand shoulder shoulder and hand clinic, and it's just it. And then his patients are there all the time. It's like, whoa. Unlike with stroke or dementia, there's always a refusal or oh, we don't feel well. But those hand patients, they're more like wanting to really get better. Unlike with dementia or I'm assuming with stroke too. But thank you for sharing that, Tammy. All right, at least, what time zone are you at again?
I am Eastern time zone.
Thank you very much for coming over in our
Yeah.
show and for still coming in here, for being such a encouraging person. So, well, before I ask this last question, what is your biggest challenge and how did you turn this around? What's the biggest challenge doing this and how are you turning it around?
Oh, I have an answer right away. The biggest challenge is myself, getting in my way. Sometimes letting that fear take over. I am already diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, so that doesn't help things, but mostly under control. But yeah, my biggest challenge is me getting in my way, not trying to break through the discomfort and the fear and push through that. It's a challenge. It's a challenge every day. But I just don't stop. So I just keep going. And even when it gets uncomfortable, I just push through and keep trying things with the hope and the expectation that it's going to work out.
Oh, wow. That is so powerful, Elise. That is so powerful. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? When I asked her what's the biggest challenge, she didn't blame the economy. She didn't blame whoever's in the position of power. She didn't blame Medicare. She didn't blame telehealth, the slow internet. You know what she said? The biggest challenge is herself. You know what? Same thing with you, ladies and gentlemen. If you're still watching right now, please comment me there because the biggest challenge is not the system, not your boss, not people out. It's you, it's us. The fear. She already mentioned it. The fear. There are two types of fear: the fear of failure and the fear of success. The fear of failure, we're like, oh, what if I fail on this actual adventure I'm trying to do? Or the fear of success. Am I going to be up for it? Well, guess what? Like what Elise said, you just have to keep pushing forward. And it doesn't matter. It's this Japanese proverbs, fall 7 times, stand up 8. It doesn't matter how many times you failed or fallen or got sick or whatever. What matters is how many times you get up and do this all over again. All right, let's go ahead and bring back Elise. Elise, any last parting wisdom for our friends in Alternative Healthcare Career Group, and where can they reach you?
Yes. So you can reach me. My email address is elise@elisenewland.com. That's probably the best way to get in touch with me, although I am on Facebook, Elyse Newland OT, Instagram, there you go, Elise_Newland. So you can see quick tips there. Yeah, I mean, I just think if there's something that you're really interested in and passionate about pursuing, try it, because the worst that can happen, and this is what I have to just tell myself, is that it'll fail. And you know what? That's okay, because there are plenty of other things out there to do, as you have found in this group. And just don't give up. Give it your best try, and see what comes of it. You might be surprised.
Thank you very much, Elise. I appreciate you for your time, for your encouragement to our group. I appreciate you. Go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, check out her website, elisenewland.com/links, because there are some links there that for your resources, and subscribe to her YouTube channel and reach out to her, Elise, at elisenewland.com. Again, thank you very much, Elise. I appreciate you. But before I let you go, Alternative Healthcare Career Group, always remember the word FAST, F-A-S-T, letter F. Letter F is find friends that will push you to your next level, because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So who are you hang out with? Are you hanging out with awesome people? Guess what? You're going to be awesome. Hang out with people who are doing telehealth like Elise. Guess what? You're going to be doing telehealth too, and in no time, right? You know what's the next letter in the word fast? It's letter A. You got to learn how to take action. All this stuff that we're doing is not going to do me good. It's not going to do you good if you don't take action. Elise, what she did is she just take action. Just keep pushing. That's what she said, right? Just keep pushing forward. All right. Well, you know what's the next letter in the word fast? It's letter S. Share and subscribe. Share and subscribe our channel. Because the more subscription, the better. Help Elise also to get better or improve her, that subscription in her YouTube channel. So check her out, Elyse Newland, whatever you call that, YouTube.
That's it.
Whatever. And then last but not the least, in the word fast is letter T. Letter T, not time out, but teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, you're actually understanding it more. And that's what Elise is doing. She's teaching us how to, do your telehealth thing, and also teaching other people how to start their own telehealth OT. Okay. Again, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Be awesome. Be great. Be excellent. And we will see you again next Thursday. Alternative Healthcare Career Group. Bye-bye.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.